All aboard the Fields train! All aboard the Fields train! Hello everyone, welcome to Otaku Talk. It's me, your boy, your host, OD, and today we are going to be reviewing and analyzing Chapter 321 of My Hero Academia. And man, this is a chapter for those of you that get in their feels really quickly, man. It's a continuation of the last chapter where all of Class A is basically trying to, tell Deku, like, hey, we're here for you. We're all in this together. I mean, that's literally what's happening right now, and I can't wait to get into it. If this is your first time on this channel or you've been here before but haven't done so already, I would really appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, bang that bell for a homie. I would really appreciate it. So please do that. Join my League of Otaku. Anyway, we have a great chapter to get into today. So without further ado, let's do that shit. Alright guys, chapter 321 of My Hero Academia, Class A to One for All. Man, I love it. Now, I haven't really, looked into the community and see what people are saying. The only negatives I can really think of are some people might be upset that this seems kind of like a continuation of 320, like 320 part 2, but I really like it. Like I've said for the last several months now, this whole Dark Deku arc has been really cool. It's been swell, but like it's not My Hero Academia. It's never been the straight up Deku show. This is a story that has greatly benefited from its ensemble cast. Like normally a lot of shonen manga and anime generally do benefit well from having a great ensemble cast. But you do see at the end of the day, like in the Narutos and in the, Bleaches. Actually, not really. Bleach did a decent job. Anyway, you do see for the most part that it always comes down to the main character. I mean, like, that's not a problem. That's not me complaining. It makes sense. The main character is the main character for a reason. But My Hero has always had this kind of ensemble feeling, this kind of cast to it, this kind of like we're doing this together. It's not just about Deku, it's about Hero Society and his classmates, right? A little even more so than like, for example, like Harry Potter, where like it's mainly Harry Potter, but like Ron and Hermione get to do some cool things. It's more than that. It's like the whole cast, right? And so we get back to it, and they're still trying to capture Deku, still trying to get Deku to come back to them. And Deku straight up says what I've been wondering if he was going to say. And he finally, I guess, nutted up and said it. And he's just like, y'all can't compete. You're not on our level. Actually, specifically, he says. Now, once again, this is a, not the official. I got the early access. So it may be a little bit different, but specifically in the translation I'm reading, he says, this is a fight between One for All and All for One. You guys can't keep up. Bruh, imagine hearing that. Now, imagine you're one of the people that doesn't have a big ego, like not Todoroki or Bakugo, and you're hearing that has to hurt, because basically your friend is saying that like you guys are so weak or so beneath him that he doesn't think you guys are of any help or worth to him, that you're a hindrance, which I actually thought was super funny because it kind of juxtaposed the previous scene before where you hear Endeavor say these guys won't be a hindrance. Literally Endeavor, who's ranked the #1 hero right now, even though, I have some problems with that, or at least the gap, the gap between him and All Might when he filled that role. But literally the #1 pro hero says, this group of kids will no longer be a hindrance. But then you have Deku on the flip side saying, you guys can't keep up. You guys are outmatched. This isn't something you guys can handle. Therefore, you should butt out. And I thought that was wild. I thought it was crazy that Deku was able to even like get that out, to say something like that. and just for them to hear. And then you obviously have the people like Bakugo and Shoto and like, the few other all-stars in Class A that are like, whoa, what? And I think there is a certain point where they do in their heart of hearts know that he completely outclasses them. He has the power of one for all, the former power that the greatest hero All Might had. You just saw me dog on Endeavor for the fact that once he became the number one hero, like there was such a gap between the former number one and himself. And we got a very good, clear display of that against that Nomu fight that Endeavor barely survived, even though a faltering, weak, lethargic All Might was able to handle one. Granted, it took him, what did he say, 100 punches, 1,000 punches, and he said in his prime it would have taken him, like what, like 1 or 10 or something like that. So we got that kind of comparison earlier. So that has to hurt. That really has to hurt. But the thing that was super cool is they didn't despair. They didn't give up. No, they still went on. They still kept trying. And let's be real, they're not doing a terrible job. The freaking teamwork involved in all of this is bar none excellent. Quality teamwork, quality positioning, quality planning, quality execution. You have what's her name? Sukuya? Frog chick flinging Minata. Minata over here with his great ball chain attaches it to Deku, which, by the way, impressive. Deku out here is like, okay, I'm gonna use All for One and a fusion of Black Whip and Fajin to get out of this. Somehow he's able to. He doesn't rip the Black Whips off, which not Black Whip, sorry, the Great Balls off, which I'm actually very curious about. We've been told for a while that they have extreme adhesive ability. I don't think we've ever seen them like rip or break. So I'm really curious about how strong they are and how long they will remain on Deku. It kind of looks later on in the chapter like they're kind of not there anymore. I'm not sure if he just forgot to draw them or we're kind of assuming that he ditched it. Anyway, he uses the Fajin technique, breaks free of Minata, and then you have Uravity there, right? Okaku. And this was kind of a weird panel for me because it looks like she's to the back of him, but the way that it's like drawn and like kind of done, it seems like she's in front of him, like, Deku, stop! And he just kind of like zooms past her, which, bruh, that has to hurt because that's Bae. That's the one everyone is shipping. Deku and Uravity, Midoriya and Ukaku. Like it's been that ship since they met, since day one. And so for him to just kind of zoom past Bae like he doesn't give a fuck, that was cold. Like I said, we're on a feels train, baby. We're on a feels train, all the feels. We're gonna get every single one this chapter. And that had to hurt. That had to hurt Deku because I know in his heart he was like, damn, like I really just swerved Okaku like that. I know Okaku's salty because she's like, damn, Deku really just swerved me like that. So that sucks. And something I wanted to mention, this whole kind of like chapter reminds me of like kind of like an audition. Like it seems to me like not only are they trying to get their friend back, like yes, this is the Dark Deku retrieval arc, but it also seems to me like they're trying to actively, while getting him back, prove to Deku, hey, we're not useless. Hey, we can do stuff. Hey, do you see all the problems we're giving you? We can do this to All for One as well. Like, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with the old Spider-Man comics. I'm a huge Spider-Man super fan. Spider-Man is my favorite hero of all time. And something that he did in his early comics, I'm talking about, what is it, 60s, 70s, is he needed money and he was under the impression that the Fantastic Four get paid for their superhero work. And so he decided that it was best for him to try to audition to join the Fantastic Four. So what does Spider-Man decide to do? What does he say is the best way for him to audition for the Fantastic Four? Yeah, that's right. He decides to try to invade the Baxter Building. The Baxter Building is the building in which all the Final Fantasy, Fantastic Four members reside in. And he decides, I don't have their number. I don't have a way to contact them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to break into their home, deactivate all their security, destroy all their robots and all their there's security measures, and once I do that, they'll be impressed with me. Now, mind you, this is around the time where Spider-Man was still somewhat of a new hero. I'm not saying like brand new, but maybe like he had been heroing for maybe like a year now. All the papers were saying he was a menace. This is still when like every time he ran into another superhero, he had to square up with them because they didn't know whether or not he was actually a hero or not. They just heard hearsay from all the news articles and all that, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. And so that's what he did, right? And so this is, and then he ended up also fighting the Fantastic Four as well. But this basically has a feel like that, like, hey, we are trying to prove ourselves in the only way we know how. Your biggest concern is that, and he explicitly said it, you guys can't keep up. This is a fight between all for one and one for all. And I'm sorry, but at this point, you guys are all just collateral damage. And they're saying, hey, that's fucked up. You're our friend. We want to be there for you. And also, that's insulting. We have all gone on the same path you did. The same exact path you did. Even Minata. Minata has one of the shittiest quirks in the series. However, I kind of respect it because of how he uses it and its latent potential, right? I've talked about this before. Out of like the other useless people, like the Invisible Girl and the person that talks to animals, talking to animals has its own, niche uses. Minato's actually has something going for it. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Minato. The thing that Minata says that I really like is, I always found your quirk to be like not that special. Like cool. Like, he's not saying it's a bad quirk. He's just like, it's not like anything special. He's like, oh, you get super strength. Cool. That's how he's like, but that's not what made me like you. That's not what made me fuck with you. What made me fuck with you is you would be scared, drenched in sweat. He's like, me, like, I know he's basically like, if I had to give anyone like the Usopp role, I would say Minata is like the Usopp of the series with a sprinkle of Sanji, right? But he's like, I would see you scared for your life, shaking, shivering, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you would always lead us towards victory. You wouldn't let it hold you back. And that's what made me like you. That's what made me respect you. And that's why I'm here right now. Because yes, at the end of the day, I know that like I don't hold a candle to you. I know that. But I do know that when we stick together, that when we plan, when we combine our forces and strategize and believe in each other, anything is possible. That's what it means to be a hero. And that really, really hit me here, man. This entire thing, everyone giving their 2 cents and like talking to like Deku. This is the only way they're going to get through to him. Bro, this entire chapter has been all of Class A just being like, no, we're going to keep doing this. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep following you to the ends of the earth. So you otherwise better just accept it and take us with you because we want to fight with you because all that's going to happen is,
I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop.
You need to get rid of this Zero and talk to the hero.
He's scared. He's scared. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop.
Anyway, going off what I was saying about the teamwork and working together, bro, I am just loving everything they're doing. So immediately, they Todoroki constructs this giant ice ramp, and with I believe, I don't think it was Bakugo yet. I think that after he made the ice ramp, he also launched himself with his fire. Could have been Bakugo, but I think it was purely him. On top of that, I forget her name, the chick, the alien-looking chick that creates the acidic slime and whatnot, creates some kind of sled for them, and then Bakugo from there makes it shoot off the ramp. You see this incredibly stunning, visually, aesthetically pleasing panel of just the explosions with them shooting off. Bro, the teamwork is 11 out of 10. It's so insane what they're doing, what they're trying to accomplish. And then they launch Ingenium. I feel like I'm saying that terribly wrong. And this part really, really got me because first of all, I wasn't expecting him. He's using a retro boost on top of everything else they did just to keep up with Deku's faux 100% one for all full calling, right? And so Using all his power, he grabs onto Deku's hand and tells him Ingenium is a hero that will always reach out and grab the hand of a scared child. And I love how he says that, a scared child, like screw being a friend, screw being a hero. Right now, I see this for what it is. All this extra stuff is just you disguising your fear, trying to protect us. Like they even say earlier before that scene, we don't want to be protected by you. That's not what this is about. We don't want to go against your wishes. We don't want to like slow you down. We don't want to hold you back, but we want to be side by side as equals. And when they say equals, they're not talking about power. They know that Deku was leagues ahead of them in power. They know that. But they, once again, I've said this a million times. I know I sound like a broken record, but we are all heroes. We do this. We do this. We signed up for this. We went to the same school you did. We signed up for the same stuff you did. You didn't even have powers initially. Not even to try to throw that out, but you didn't have powers initially. We've been working towards this forever, bro. Forever. And so he holds him and he's like, being a hero is sticking your nose in other people's business, isn't it? And basically, like, they're just exposing everything that Deku has always believed, things that Deku has always said and stood by. And they're pretty much exposing the hypocrisy he's undergoing right now by not siding by them, by continually trying to do things by himself. I don't know, guys. This chapter got me super hyped, super emotional. I love every aspect of it. They're trying to get Deku back to normal. That's all I've wanted. The crew is back. We get to see how they've leveled up. That's all I've wanted. And, you know, I don't even think this is I'm not going to say a fraction. That's a little bit hyperbolic. But I don't think we've seen all of what all of them have to offer. And I can't wait for when they finally do reach out and get, you know, Deku's head out of his ass and like get to work, the kind of when he finally has rest and sleep and can finally, you know, plan how to coordinate and utilize each and every one of their individual powers to help him, how they work together as a unit and tackle All For One, right? Because it's not just All For One. Like, first of all, he's going to need help fighting All For One. It's not going to be a one-on-one. And when I say that, there are going to be one-on-one moments, but I think there's definitely going to be times where, you know, Bakugo comes in, bow, 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 bow. Shoto Todoroki comes in, bow, 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 with his, now I'm mixing up, wow. Bakugo with his blast, bow, bow, bow. Then you have Todoroki with his ice and fire, and then, you know, you're going to have Deku coming with the final blow, whatnot. You're going to need the rest of them to take care of all the Nomu that are going to be there, the other villains that are going to be there. So there's a lot going on. Also, I'm curious, 2 chapters ago, we got a little cameo from Stain. Somehow he's out and about, and I'm very curious about what his involvement is. I think he's going to be, you know, the dark horse that, like, with the combined efforts of all of Class A, he's going to come in and be like, yo, I hated heroes. I hated what they stood for. I hated the hypocrisy. But, like, watching what you're going through right now and seeing what blah, 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 I understand that you're going through the same thing I similarly went through. You're having disillusionments and blah, blah, blah. But this isn't the way. I think that would really just be, you know, cherry on the top, really drive things home for the crew. Oh, totally something I completely forgot to mention in my original recording of this review. There's a little panel here where you see the second user of One For All, and it's during the moment where Ingenium is talking about, well, it's not quite Ingenium talking about it, but that if there's anyone who would be able to compete with the current Deku, it's him. I found this to be super weird. I've never found Ida to be anything Lita or Ida to be anything really special, to be anything super unique. I always thought his power was cool, but, you know, he never seemed that fast. Like, even when he goes like super retro burst, like, he's still slow. Like, when I think speedsters, I'm thinking like the Flash, Quicksilver. He doesn't seem to be on their level at all. But I'm just very curious what this means. I don't really have any theories because, like, all of the other chapter he kept talking about, there's something we might be able to do to help. There's something we might be able to do to help. And, like, there's just been so many times where the second user has just shown up and we don't understand it yet. So I just wanted to, you know, just sprinkle that in there and just say, I noticed that. I noticed it. I don't know what it means, but I noticed it. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now. Like I said, it was kind of a continuation of what we experienced last chapter, but we needed it. All that buildup, all that tension, and now we're starting to get some release. and I'm loving it. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. This has been Otaku Talk with your host OD. If you like this review, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to get bigger. I'm trying to get better. This is something I really want to dedicate my life to. And, I don't want to work a regular job because it just makes doing this that much harder. I don't have enough time to read all the things I want to read. I want to restart reading One Piece. I want to get into reviewing other stuff, and just there's not enough time. So the quicker I can build this fan base, the quicker I can get people in my League of Otaku, the quicker I can achieve my goals. Just like Deku, I can't do this shit alone. I can't. I need you guys. So anyone who's watching this, please, hook a homie up. I'd appreciate it. Anyway, I can't wait for the next chapter. I don't think we need another rehash of this. I think 2 chapters dedicated to bringing him back is enough. Hopefully, he gets his shit together next chapter and we can move forward from there. Anyway, take care. Have a great day. This is Otaku Talk.